When you're tired of all the choices out there and you don't know what to do, you can kick back and watch Tall Guy Eric Reviews.
What's going on, guys? Today we're back with another monitor review. This one is kind of a big one for me. I've seen a lot of people have been wanting to see a review on this monitor. It is kind of a very popular monitor, especially on the monitor subreddit, for what it is and the cost. So this is the Cooler Master GP27U. I think it also has like the Tempest or something. But this is a 27-inch IPS panel by Cooler Master, and it has 500 and I think 76 mini LED zones. And when they initially released it, it released at the price of $1,100, and then they had a $100 discount. Well, after ordering it, a lot of people got an email from Cooler Master saying, "Hey, we decided we were able to lower the price again, so it ended up shipping for $800." Um, so to my knowledge, this is the first I want to say sub $1,100 mini LED monitor. Technically, probably the first sub $1,300 mini LED monitor, because you've got like the G7 Neo and the G8 Neo, and while those have been discounted lately, they both retail for 1,300 and 1,500. Um, and those are both 32-inch monitors. So this is going to fit a target demographic that a lot of people have been looking for, which is that 27-inch size, because there are a lot of people that think that 32 inches is too big for competitive gaming. So now we have this, which is 27 inches, and it has pretty much all the specs you could ask for. It's 160 hertz. It has two HDMI 2.1s. It has DisplayPort 1.4, FreeSync, G-Sync compatible. It has HDR. I think it's either HDR 1000 or HDR 1200 certified. But from the reviews that I have seen with people who have the actual tools to measure it, it can reach up to like 1500 nits brightness in HDR. And they're actually about to push an update in the upcoming week or two that will make HDR even better on this unit. So I mean, in terms of specs and what it offers, it has everything you could possibly want. I've been using it for about 2.5 weeks now. So I feel very comfortable giving my thoughts. I've played every game you could imagine on it. Um, I actually have been using the OLED monitor up to this, so that's extremely heavy competition to put this against. And I'll be honest with you, I think they knocked it out of the park with this monitor. Some people have had some issues with it. I've seen a few units have come in and they have these like purple spots on them. And what's funny is I've seen that before with another mini LED monitor, the PG32UQX, and it was the exact same thing. So I'm led to believe that it's something with IPS panels and mini LEDs when they just don't work as they're supposed to. Thankfully, I got a perfect unit, no dead pixels, no issues. So I didn't have to return it. I didn't have to go through any hassle. It was $800, which is awesome. In the box, it comes with literally everything you can need, and when I say everything, I mean everything. Like, so the monitor has a USB-C slash it's an alternate display port. It can do 90 watts of power delivery, and in the box they include a I think it's a Thunderbolt 3 cable is what it's called, or Thunderbolt 4, but basically they include the cable that you can use to charge your computer and plug it into the monitor at the same time. Normally those cables retail for like $40. They put it in the box. They give you everything. They give you HDMI, DisplayPort, like they killed it with this monitor. In terms of what they include, I actually used the Sony InZone monitor, which is only, when I bought it, it was $100 less than this monitor. Or no, it's the same price as this monitor. The Sony's normally $100 more than this monitor, and the Sony did not come with anything in the box. It came with the power cable and the stand, no cables. This monitor offers everything the Sony offers, but significantly more backlit zones, 96 versus 576 or 512, whatever it is. But they also give you all the cables in the box. It's a significantly better value. But let's go ahead, or actually, I'm going to get into what I think of the monitor overall. Like, is it worth it? But before I do that, let me show you the overall menu. So it's very basic. The monitor does have KVM, which is awesome. It's super basic. You know, it has your input, your picture options, color adjust, gaming setup, you know, your local dimming, your HDR, KVM. Like it's just standard stuff, but it has every setting that you could need. Now, I will say one issue this monitor has, and they are addressing it in that update that I mentioned earlier, you cannot enable adaptive sync and local dimming at the same time. For me, it's not a problem. I don't need to use G-Sync because I'm running a 4090. Every game that I play gets well above 160 hertz, so I don't ever really need that situation, but I would like to use it regardless. And I don't want to turn off my local dimming. So they will be addressing that, and that's awesome. You can use local dimming in HDR, you can use it in SDR, so that's another huge win for this. Um, a lot of question, a lot a goodness gracious, a lot of people have been questioning how bad the blooming is on this monitor. I will say it is there. It does exist. It is definitely worse than the Samsung monitors because those are VA panels. So out of the gate, they already have significantly better contrast. They also have almost double the backlit zones. So, you know, when you combine VA with a over 1,000 backlit zones, you're going to get almost OLED level blacks. And both of the Samsung monitors, the G7 Neo and the G8 Neo, offered deep, deep blacks. Now, this monitor, I mean, I'm going to try to showcase it, but on video, you can't really see it. It does look like there's some blooming here that you can see, which is funny because I actually cannot see that. But so I would take that with a grain of salt. I don't think that's actually blooming. I will say the most bloom happens in the bottom left corner and the bottom right corner, especially on my unit. Like those are the two that are super noticeable. In the middle though, like there's not really ever any noticeable blooming. The the blacks are black, which is wild to see on an IPS panel. If you're buying this monitor and you want perfect, no haloing, no blooming, like everything is black no matter what you do, this isn't going to be the monitor for you. It does a phenomenal job with what it's working with of getting deep blacks and just making games look immersive when you're in those dark areas. But there is blooming. It's there. I've learned to live with it because like even with the Samsung monitors, there was blooming. There's no escaping it. Unless you get an OLED monitor where the pixels can actually shut themselves off, you're just gonna have to learn to deal with it or wait until we get like a 27-inch, like 1500 mini zone mini LED. But in terms of performance, I have been very pleased with this monitor. I'm gonna go ahead and load up some Call of Duty. I don't know how well this is gonna showcase, but like I've been playing Modern Warfare 2, I've been playing Apex, I've played PS5, like I've been playing the new Star Ocean game. Like I've played every genre of game known to man on this monitor. So whatever that is in that corner isn't blooming because I just saw it there with no light. So it must be like a smudge or something that I can't see that's popping up on the video. I don't know why, but like anytime I try to record a monitor video, it's just so tough to get it to focus correctly. It's really a bummer, but it's fine. Yeah, most people just want to know like how does it perform? How do the colors look? Let's go to a private match. We'll do team deathmatch. Load in some bots and play a little. But I've been extremely impressed with this monitor. I think Cooler Master knocked it out of the park. Because it kind of gives me the best of both worlds that I wanted. Like I'm back to a 27-inch monitor, so I'm not straining my eyes to look at a 42-inch monitor. I get those deep blacks. But everything just feels and looks as good as it good for what it is. Colors are insanely good. I think the monitor is pretty slick looking. The only logo on the monitor is this small little Cooler Master logo. Bezel-less on the, it's that, I guess they call it the triple bezel-less thing, where there's no bezel on the top, the left, and the right. It's just on the bottom. It has RGB on the back. It's not anything crazy, but it's there. It does have a power brick. Standard power cable, but I mean that's a little bit of gameplay here.
Team deathmatch.
So you guys can see kind of how it performs. One other thing I will touch base in the menu, I totally forgot, is like the response.
Taking the lead.
The overdrive settings. There are many options for that. But I mean, obviously this isn't going to look as good on the recording as it looks for me, because on the recording it's 60 FPS, whereas in game almost 250 FPS. But it feels so good. I am extremely pleased with the performance of this monitor. There's very little that I wish they would change, to be honest with you. Color pop, the mini LEDs, they do what they're supposed to do. I'd say my biggest disappointment at this point is the HDR performance, and in a few weeks that could very well change. The Cooler Master on Reddit has confirmed that update is coming, where you can adjust more in the HDR settings. Like I said, we're gonna fix the mini LED not working with adaptive sync. Because my biggest issue with the HDR is it gets crazy bright, but you can't adjust color temperature, and you can't adjust like color settings, and they're gonna add that so I can get the HDR exactly how I want it.
Ready to deploy.
So that's gonna be awesome. And then, I mean, that's pretty much it. SDR brightness is, and I'm just gonna be totally transparent when I say this, because I have used many monitors at this point. SDR brightness is the brightest monitor I have ever seen in my life. When I took it out of the box, I was like, holy crap, this monitor is super bright. I think they put it on 100 out of the box. 40. That's what it's still on, is 40. The 40 brightness on this monitor is almost brighter than any monitor I've ever used at 100 brightness. I don't really have the means of knowing what the actual bright, like the official lumens and peak brightness numbers are, but if I were to take a guess, I would say 40% on this monitor is probably like 400 or 500 nits. It's so bright, it's wild. I would say SDR might get close to 1,000 nits, because it's just blindingly bright. It's kind of incredible. When I'm not streaming, when I'm not recording videos, I'm in a very dark room, so I'm just gonna leave it on 40 forever. But if you're in a like super bright environment, I can't stress how bright this thing is if you need it. Another good thing about this monitor is it does have an anti-glare coating. Everyone's gonna feel differently about that, but it's very similar to the GP950 LED, where the coating is kind of thin. So like it definitely still blocks out all reflections. It does an incredible job of that, but it doesn't ruin the image. It doesn't make things grainy. It doesn't ruin the greens like some monitors do. I think they just did such a good job with it. But I'm gonna go ahead and quit there. Like, obviously you've seen the gameplay, you can see how that kind of works out. So I think that's gonna wrap it up. My overall consensus for this monitor is they killed it. I think it is an incredible monitor. It's worth it. I think it would have been worth it for the 1100 initially. At $800, I think it's a steal. I think it is the best value monitor you can purchase right now. The last thing I want to show is if we go to settings, because this is going to be a thing for a lot of people, is like they want those perfect overdrive settings if they're playing hardcore online competitive shooters. Look at all of these options. You have normal, advanced, ultra fast, dynamic, and user. So you can literally have it however you want. Advanced has been my go-to. I I think it's what it was set to out of the box. I have seen no ghosting in 60 FPS and I've seen no ghosting in 250. So for me, advanced was the way to go. But obviously, like if you're only playing like Apex, Call of Duty, you're never playing low frame games. You have that ultra fast setting, and then you can set it however you want it because you can set a specific number. Again, I think Cooler Master killed it. And if you're not a 4K gamer, if you don't have like a 4090, you're not pushing over 200 FPS in games on 4K. The great news is Cooler Master makes this exact same monitor, same everything. So same HDR rating, same SDR brightness, same ports, same everything, minus the HDMI 2.1. They have a 1440p monitor that's $500 and it's mini LED. I think that would be the way to go. I'm not going to review that monitor just because I imagine it offers the exact same performance, same color accuracy, same everything, just at 1440p. And at this point, I'll probably never go back to 1440p. But that is an option that you have if you don't want to go 4K. Save $300 and get that monitor. But that's going to do it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what monitors you guys would like to see. In the very near future, I will be reviewing the new Alienware QD OLED. The one without G-Sync that has like 10 less refresh rate. I'm kind of excited to get my hands on that. But if there's anything you want to see, I'll see if I can get it to review it. This will be my main monitor for the very foreseeable future. I absolutely love it. I've enjoyed everything I've played on it. I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Follow, let me know what you guys would like to see. Thank you so much for stopping by and have a great day.
When you're tired of all the choices out there and you don't know what to do,